Good morning, everybody, and happy day after Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday here in the States. I'll give you a really quick update because my phone is running out of space. That's why I haven't recorded this week. But I'm going to be getting that figured out here soon. So just a quick update on what's going on here. This here's that one bean teepee that fell over multiple times, pulled up some of the plants, so the plants aren't doing so well. So what I'm doing is I'm letting the beans that are on there, I'm not picking them, I'm going to let them dry and go to seed so that I can store them. But the other ones, see, there's a bean right here that's going to be ready to be picked today. And we've almost got a full gallon-sized freezer bag of beans. They have been very, very prolific, which they are. And check it out. Got us a Seminole pumpkin growing. I've been coming out and hand pollinating the Seminole pumpkin, so I know that one's obviously growing. Here's another one that I pollinated, and it's starting to grow. You can see it's getting bigger. Because what they start off as is, let me see if I can find right there. They start off like that. That flower's not open yet, but that's a female. You can see the ovary underneath. And then this is a male. It doesn't have anything underneath. That one right there will be a male, and it's opening. So it'll be tomorrow or Sunday before it's open. You can also look inside the flower to see the difference between male and female. But it's easier to look underneath it. See, like that's a male right there. But I'm out here looking for female flowers that are ready. See, like that one's just forming. It's not ready yet. So, but I'll go along and I will hand pollinate. I'll pull off a male flower and basically stick it into the female flower to get the pollen down in it, and it will pollinate. These are very easy to pollinate because the flowers are so big. There's another female right there, and I don't remember if that one's pollinated or if it's still opening. But yeah, of course we've got ants. That's a male. We got ants in it. I mean, you can't have a garden in Florida and not deal with ants. It's just the way of the world here. I don't think I see any that need to be pollinated today. There's that Autumn Beauty sunflower sticking up right in the middle there, because these things are running all over the place. It's starting to run over here, and I'm probably just going to let it go. But there's another bean that's probably going to be ready. Like I said, the way you can check to see if a bean is ready is do fingertips to the top and then let it go down your forearm. I can't really do it one-handed. If it goes from your fingertips to about your elbow, the crease of your elbow, then it's ready to be picked. So, but yeah, and then what I do is I take them, I snap off the tops, throw those in the compost, and then I snap them into smaller pieces and then freeze them. I don't wash them, I don't do anything, just freeze them. And then whenever whenever we are ready to use them, I will, they'll be washed and all that stuff. This is doing well. Let me come over and show you what's going on. My daughter's got her first female flower, so what I'm going to do actually is take a male off of the, I'll show you how I do it. Let me find one that doesn't have ants. This one just has gnats in it. Because, I mean, if you can see the pollen down in there. These things are, look at that. See how it popped out? And you can actually smell the pollen if you smell it, but these things are very easy to hand pollinate. So what I do, and sometimes I'll take and tear off these leaves, or excuse me, these petals, but you don't even have to do that. What I'll do is I'll come along in here and do like this. And I just make sure that pollen gets in. Because you see the difference in the middle, but I'll make sure that pollen gets in. And that should be good. And now this flower will close up and the fruit will begin to grow underneath. So that's her first flower, which is exciting. And look at it running over here. I'm gonna pick it up, and it's grabbing onto the grass and stuff. So I'm just gonna stick it back in here. I don't want it running all the way out here, but put it in here and then it'll start to root in those nodes. And let me come over here and show you her. She's got a sunflower that's open. She's got one that's about to open. This one here is about to open, see? And then this one here has been open for several days now. Isn't it pretty? And you see all that pollen? We've had some bees on it. So what I'm gonna do is just let that go, and then all in here will form sunflower seeds. She's got another one back there that's about to open. You can see it. This one won't be too much longer, but that way this chayote is crawling up this sunflower right here, whatever. But when it does that, like after it's done, after it's been pollinated and everything, the head will make seeds, and I'm gonna keep the seeds, and I'm gonna probably roast some, and then I'll keep some to plant, all sorts of things like that. So that's what's going on today. Not a whole bunch. I need to plant some of my trees out here. Got a big old ant pile. I hate fire ants, and that's exactly what this is. Watch this. Look at that. I hate fire ants so much because they get into everything. You cannot have a garden here and they don't get all in it. Cherry tree putting on new growth. It did bloom a little bit again, but I think probably by this point it's done. I see some flower buds, but we're gonna have some cold weather next week and it will probably put an end to any of that. So this avocado is looking good. I still have sweet potatoes growing over here. I'll have to pull those out eventually. This is putting on a lot of new growth, so it's happy. This one's happy too. It's starting to put on some growth. I've been trying to maintain them as far as being watered and everything, because they need a lot of water. Let me see if I can get close enough to show you this dragonfly. Oh, it flew away. Never mind. But yeah, I'm trying to maintain the water, so because it hasn't been raining. We're gonna have some rain here coming up though. This is probably starting to go dormant, my ever-bearing mulberry. It kind of gets, what I've noticed, last winter I thought it was dying, and it turned all kind of brown like this. It just looked pretty puny and sad. But then in the spring, and when it started to warm up some, it started to come back and put on fruit and stuff like that. So I'm not that worried about it. I just the other day took a bunch of lemongrass and threw it around the bottom of the mulberry. I threw a bunch of it down here by the star fruit, and you can see it starting to rot down. This star fruit is really growing. So yeah, that's about it. But I got my fig tree I want to put out here, and I've got the mango I want to put out here, and the chocolate pudding fruit I want to put out here. So I need to get at that. But yeah, I just wanted to show everybody the flowers on the pumpkin and show you how what they look like when they start growing. So I know of a couple pumpkins starting to grow on this in this patch here, like I showed you. I know of at least a couple, but see, there are flowers coming out everywhere. These pumpkins, there's an itty bitty. See, that's the very, very beginnings of a female right there. These pumpkins have been, this is my second time growing pumpkins. And I don't remember, I think I planted 4 or 5 in here. And before, I had planted 3 of them. And we probably got 2 or 3 pumpkins that we ate out of it. But I did melon pits. I buried a bunch of slop and then planted the pumpkins on top of it. And they did all right, but I feel like these are doing better than that. They're really, really doing well. And as far as like the greenery, they're about the same as when I planted them in the melon pits. But as far as the flowers, I feel like they're producing way more flowers than the ones that I did in the melon pits. Just now that they've started blooming, they're blooming everywhere. And pretty much you can come out here at any given point and there are flowers that need to be pollinated and all of that. So, yep. Excuse me. But yeah, see, here's this bean will be ready to be picked. So I think the beans may be starting to slow down, but we've gotten quite a bit. I could have succession planted them, and we would have gotten a whole bunch more. But oh well, we're gonna have, like I said, at least a gallon sized Ziploc bag of them, if not a little bit more. I think we'll probably get 1.25 gallons. This is one of my pear tomatoes, and it's putting on flowers. If I can get it to start putting on fruit, it usually takes off, but tomatoes can be finicky. So anyways, I'm gonna head out now. I'm probably gonna plant some of those trees, and depending on how things go weather-wise, things may start to wind down here, because we're gonna have some possible frost next week, so we'll see how it goes. The kale that I've got down there isn't going to be bothered by that, but it's not looking good anyways. I've thought about planting a patch of broccoli in a different area, not over here, but in a different area. But I don't know. We'll see. It's getting a little late to start something new, but it's about to start into just making sure everything is protected from the cold. So anyways, that's about it for today, and I will hopefully be back next week. Like I said, I'm having space issues on my phone, and I don't know why. I'm deleting everything off, making sure that things are cleaned up, and it still doesn't give me a lot of space. So I will be back when I can be back and give you an update. But until then, I will talk with you later.